Hello and welcome back to my channel. I can't wait to show you around Istanbul, Turkey, one of my favorite cities in the entire world, in this post. Have you been to Istanbul before? The city is chock full of fascinating history, culture, and delectable cuisine. The best activities to do in Istanbul in 2023 are thus summarized for your convenience. I hope this video has inspired you to visit Istanbul. Which travel destination are you most eager to visit? Please share in the comments. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the following one. Months or perhaps years would be necessary to fully explore and comprehend the city's culture and spirit, but we've highlighted our top Istanbul attractions from our 4 trips there. Istanbul is a metropolis split in two by the Bosphorus, a strait that runs across 2 continents. 10. Hagia Sophia. One of the most well-known attractions in Istanbul is Hagia Sophia, which is regarded as one of the most stunning structures in the entire world. One of the most frequented museums in the world was formerly a church and a mosque. During our first journey to Istanbul, we skipped the inside, but when we returned for a second time, we knew we had missed out and made sure to walk inside. Istanbul travelers must definitely check out Hagia Sophia's interior. Like with other mosques, Hagia Sophia was recently converted back into a mosque in 2019. But, like most mosques, it is still accessible to the general public, and you may go inside to view its mosaics, calligraphy, tiles, and the Sultan's palace. 9. Blue Mosque. Istanbul's most well-known mosque, the Sultan Ahmed Mosque, is unquestionably one of the best things to do in Istanbul. If you haven't seen the city's beauty, you haven't truly visited. Due to the blue tiles lining the inner walls, it is also known by its more familiar name, the Blue Mosque. Although a tourist can enter the Blue Mosque if they adhere to the restrictions, it is still a working mosque. Women need to cover their shoulders and heads, and long pants should be worn. To look for priceless handmade carpets, jewelry, leather, and souvenirs, your certified professional tour guide will take you to the Grand Bazaar, the Hippodrome, the Blue Mosque, and the Hagia Sophia Museum. 8. Grand Bazaar. Getting lost in the enormous Grand Bazaar is one of the nicest things to do in Istanbul. The Great Bazaar may be reached by walking just a short distance from the Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, and Topkapi Palace. The Grand Bazaar spans 60 streets and has more than 5,000 businesses. Booking this tour, which begins in the Sultanahmet neighborhood at Hagia Sophia, is a terrific way to see all the important sites in the ancient city. After that, you can explore the Basilica Sistine, which dates back to the 6th century, before entering the Great Bazaar, which has 4,000 stores selling carpets, silks, pottery, and other items. 7. Süleymaniye Mosque. The third of 7 hills overlooking the Golden Horn is where the Süleymaniye Mosque is located. The Süleymaniye Mosque is one of the most remarkable structures in the city skyline, despite the Blue Mosque being the most well-known mosque in Istanbul. The Sultan of Suleiman oversaw the construction of the greatest mosque in Istanbul during the 16th century Ottoman Empire. On this tour, you may venture off the usual route in Istanbul and visit the Süleymaniye Mosque as well as the Spice Bazaar, the old Turkish pastry known as börek, and savor the hookah. You visit the Church of St. George as part of this excursion as well. 6. Beylibeyi Palace. Beylibeyi Palace is a fantastic destination to visit in Istanbul to observe the opulent lifestyle of the kings. It served as their summer palace. The buildings outside is made of white marble, while its lavish interior is adorned with artwork, precious vases, fountains, and crystal chandeliers. Seeing the historical sites along the Bosphorus is made easy with this excursion. At Emirgan, where the tour starts, you'll see a mosque from the 18th century, Emirgan Park, and the Sabancı Museum. The boat then travels to Istanbul's Asian side where passengers may see the Kusuksu Royal Pavilions, the Beylerbey Palace, and the Beylerbey Mosque. Finally, the boat stops at a local market in Beşiktaş Square before passengers board the tram to return to Taksim. 5. Hippodrome of Constantinople. I couldn't help but hum the tune Istanbul is not Constantinople as I strolled across Istanbul. It was, in actuality, though. The Byzantine Empire's capital was Constantinople. The Hippodrome of Constantinople is positioned within a short distance from the Blue Mosque. 1 lakh people could fit in the old stadium where chariot and horse races were held. Along with the Egyptian obelisk, a 3-headed serpent sculpture has endured the years. Ottoman Theodosius obelisk. 4. Walls of Constantinople. Until they were destroyed in the 19th century, the walls of Constantinople were substantially unaltered. Unexpectedly, though, a lot of them are still whole. Considering that they have been undergoing renovation since the 1980s, there are several areas where you can glimpse the original city walls. The tower inside the wall of Constantinople is among the best spots to view its remnants. Before the Ottoman takeover, Constantinople is revealed to you on this Byzantine trip along the Golden Horn. Outside of Istanbul's old city, you'll find a ton more when you stroll through the ancient city walls and gates. 3. Galata Tower. You can take trips up it to see the city from the observation deck while it is situated on the north bank of the Golden Horn. Unmissable because it offers one of Istanbul's best Bosphorus vistas. Historic Istanbul can be seen well from the Galata Tower, which also provides the city's best panoramic views of the Bosphorus. It served as a city fire lookout until the 1960s, but today visitors are welcome to stroll around the balcony towards the top of the 67-meter, 220-foot, tall tower. You can learn about the Galata Tower and Tunnel Square by taking a tour of the city of the Taksim and Galata areas. 2. Indulge in Turkish delight. Turkish delight can be enjoyed while people watching on the patio in a lovely square at the foot of the Galata Tower. But wherever you go in Istanbul, you can buy Turkish delight. Don't forget to give it a shot. I like it even if Dave despises it. Yet here in Canada, I enjoy Big Turk chocolate bars. 1. Topkapi Palace. A visit to one of Istanbul's most famous locations, Topkapi Palace tours are essential. It is stunning as well as historically rich. Enter to see the exquisite mosaic tiles and elaborate Ottoman Empire artifacts. In its library, the Topkapi Palace Museum includes a selection of books that describe the history and culture of life in the region between 1478 and 1856. Get a ticket that skips the line and includes a tour of the audience hall, High Court, historical kitchens, and the treasury. Conclusion. To summarize, Istanbul is a city with a lot to offer, from its fascinating history to its delectable cuisine and gorgeous landmarks. In Istanbul, there is always something fresh and thrilling to explore, whether you're a frequent traveler or a first-timer. Please feel free to add any further advice you may have in the comments area below if you have any additional tips or suggestions for travelers to Istanbul. Please check out my next video, and thanks for viewing.